Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at GMX. It was requested in the comment section under one of my videos. So if you want me to take a look at some of your projects that you want me to review in a video, then feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll potentially take a look at it. Now, thank you all for watching and leave a like, subscribe. I don't ask for these things usually, but it does help the channel get out there, and feel free to share the videos with your friends and family if you feel like they will benefit from them. Now let's jump into the TA. So taking a look at GMX on the daily chart, there's not a lot of data here, but this is the Binance chart, and we're going to take a look at the CoinEx chart a bit later. But I do want to, this is going to be basically the basic sort of TA we can have here. So straight off the bat, what I can see is a major resistance level in this area here. As you can see, we've ran into this area twice now, anywhere from $48 and $43. And as you can see, each time you get to that area, you see a move to the downside. So potentially, we're going to be expecting another leg down here for GMX. Now, the reason that we saw this pump in November is because of the FTX news, and all the centralized exchanges were getting bullied for not being very safe, and DYDX and GMX just started pumping. And I think that it's temporary because this is just based off of some news, and I do think we're going to see another leg down, potentially, even going below this $26 low here. Now, I did buy into GMX. I did buy in at $32. I bought in here, and I took profits at 44. What was that? 44 and 9, right? 44 and 97, something like that. Well, along this level here, that's where I took my profits, and that was a nice trade. This was a very nice trade. Let me just get the percentage there. So that's a nice 35% trade. I let everyone know of this on my Patreon. As always, the Patreon is going to be linked down below in the description, where I share my exclusive podcasts with you, videos, your technical analysis requests, my buy alerts, low cap gems, all of that good stuff there. So we had this nice little trade, and I wanted to buy back in once we get down to the 20 MA, but then I looked at the chart and I was like, well, this is very expensive for a bear market, and in comparison to other tokens, this is very, very expensive, and obviously it may not come back down here. There's no guarantee that we're going to see something like this, but when Bitcoin starts dropping, and I have a very good feeling that we're not done with these Bitcoin capitulations, then GMX is probably going to start coming back down. And if I see it sitting at $26, you can bet your ass I'm going to be buying more GMX, because this is something that is going to be very, very popular within the next couple of years, in my opinion. And yeah, we might see a very strong push towards the upside within the next couple of years for GMX. But obviously, this is going to be your support trend line. This is going to be a key support trend line that held us through this pullback here in November. And you obviously have a resistance level. So if we see another move to the downside, anywhere, above $26, I would set up some buy limit orders so that all of this just fills up. If it drops lower, you can just buy more in dollar cost average. You're not a degen. You never buy all in. I know. Okay, so that's basically it for the daily chart here. As you can see, not a lot of data. Now, one thing I do want to point out is potentially if we do hold this this support trend line here at $33, and we do something like this, right? Then you are going to be printing an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, and the target out of that would be, let me just grab that. And the target would be somewhere at $73, right? If we start breaking above the neckline, and obviously the neckline is the resistance level here, where you have these two highs. So if that plays out, if we hold this 33 low, then that's great, because for an inverse head and shoulders, you need two shoulders, obviously. And if this right shoulder starts, going as low as this low, then it's going to turn into a double bottom pattern rather than an inverse head and shoulders. But it's all about breaking resistance levels, which is exactly what we failed to do here, because you ran into this resistance here, you came down, you came up, another resistance level, you're coming back down probably. So this is what I would be looking at right now. If I can drop a Fibonacci retracement from that high to that low, you can see we have a golden ratio at $32. So potentially we might start coming back down, and we might, end up bouncing from this area here. And that would be a perfect continuation of this uptrend. But at that point, we would need to break this high. Otherwise, we're still running into the same resistance. And after that, I'm pretty sure we're going to see, prices go below 30. Now, switching over to the CoinEx chart. So we do have a bit more data here. So the trading starts in May of 2022, and the low, it's here below $10. And I did drop in a Fibonacci retracement. So from this low that we printed in November to the swing high that we printed in October, that was sitting at $64. Hopefully you didn't buy in there. And then we saw retracement, and we were running into the golden ratio, constantly running into the golden ratio here at $45.61. So that's not a very good sign. You ran into the golden ratio for the second time. So potentially right now, I would expect a retest of the 0.236 at $32 at the very least. If you see Bitcoin dropping to $10,000 maybe, then I would expect GMX to start coming back down even below this low, which would be quite negative. But if you want to buy the cheapest possible price, then that is actually positive for you, and that is positive for me. Now, let's say we started losing this low here that we printed in November. Our 1.618 target would be down here at $17.38, and that is quite possible because we were just sitting at these prices back in July. So it's very possible we're going to come back down below those prices, because most of the altcoins are way below their August and July highs. So the fact that we're sitting at these prices right now, it's purely off of the hype that the GMX coin is getting, because people started using it a bit more. But like I said, I think that hype is going to die down a little bit, and I think the price is going to feel that effect or get affected by that, and we're going to see a little decline here. Hopefully we're not going to drop into $2 and not recover ever. But I would expect us to retest, $20 if Bitcoin starts dropping to $10,000, because every single altcoin is going to get affected by a drop in Bitcoin's price to $10,000 without exception, and GMX is going to do the same. So that's why I'm giving you these targets in advance, so that you know which areas to target. You could also target these previous swing lows here. So we can take a look at that swing low and that swing low, and that's basically going to be a nice buy zone. Actually, let me just do that. Let me grab this rectangle, and from that rectangle over there, and remove that. So as you can see, that's a very nice buy zone that we could be looking at. If you see GMX come back down to this area, and this is quite low obviously, but still this is something that we could retest before we eventually get to the bull market. So you have these two lows in June and at the end of June, of course, and this was a very good buying opportunity here, sitting at $14. So if we do that same thing here, that's going to be an incredible entry point for GMX. So I'm just letting you know that, this is something that you could expect. And the bullish cross potentially is what we're going to see here on the daily chart if we stay above the 55 and the 20 EMAs. But as you can see, the last time we got a bullish cross here, we got back to a bearish cross pretty soon. So I wouldn't care about these bullish crosses on the daily chart for all the altcoins, for most of the altcoins, because in a bear market, you need the Bitcoin price to print a bullish cross on the weekly chart. That's the first major signal you're going to have. Obviously, some altcoins may start doing that earlier, but for the most part, we need Bitcoin to do that, because this bullish cross is just temporary. That's not really your buy signal, because a couple of days later, you're going to see the price move back down. You're going to get the bearish cross, and that's a sell signal. So you really want to ignore the EMA, not ignore, but I'm just saying that don't make out these crosses to be more than they are in this bear market. Obviously, when we're going to be in a bull market and you see that bullish cross, that's a major buy signal, okay? But for now, I wouldn't mind these bullish crosses. Even if we get one tomorrow in a couple of days, I would still be expecting us to go at least back down to $32. So that's what I think for GMX. Like I said, I didn't buy back in because it's just too expensive, so I just put that money into other altcoins. If you want to know which altcoins I'm buying right now, feel free to check out my Patreon. And I'm definitely going to be back into GMX at some point, especially if we fall below $20. I'm going to be stocking up my GMX bags. But that should be it for this video. If I missed out anything important, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, my Patreon. All those links are down below in the description. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.